if I was having more sex, then maybe I wouldn't be so frustrated and then I could be kinder to you.
I mentioned how he had said this to me, basically, maybe I'd be nicer if you put out more often, and how it went from there to basically just continuing to degrade me anyway. There would be aggression, there would be very one-sided, not emotionally intimate, somewhat aggressive use of my my vessel for him to get off, and then he would continue degrading me. And then when I caught on that the degradation will not stop, and that sex itself was the humiliation ritual, it then became, do you not realize what it does to a man when you don't want sex and you're just the way you feel, you make me feel, and da da da. In her skit, it's really presented in a way that it's very conversational, very easy to process, very easy to rationalize in your own mind. It's been a couple years since I've been in that position, and sometimes it hits me out of nowhere that I just flash back to the humiliation of that grape, because that's what it was. It's grape. Over and over. The humiliation of not being allowed to say no or autonomy. Not just in that context, but in any context. Supreme Court ruling said that the testimony of victims is enough. But our system keeps demanding more than our testimony. It makes excuses. It says too much time lapsed. Maybe you were just upset. Police officers don't investigate what they need to investigate for the Crown prosecution. Crown prosecutions drop it saying there's insufficient evidence when really the police didn't want to investigate. Continuously, there are rules that are broken and systems that mean nothing, while victims continue to be exploited and graped. Fuck it, they are raped multiple times a week over the span of years. We're told that if it's historical, then maybe it's not worth charging, even though there's no statute of limitation on violent offenses. Not for civil, not for criminal. The courts don't want to hear us. They ridicule us. And cops is an old boys club. Even if they create units that are specialized with bodies that look like ours, but carry a man's message. I don't know at what point the system is going to catch up. It's already far too late. And to act like this is a crime only against the spouse and not against the children is also equally disgusting. Because even laws recognize that it's a family violent act. Not just violence against the spouse. So at what point are we going to start admitting that this country, this stolen land, this nation of fraud built on the genocide of the indigenous people. At what point are we going to admit that it's all fake, that there are no laws, and that nobody's lives matter? If y'all would pay attention and read, you would notice that all the calls to action by Indigenous folks are actually beneficial to everyone. They restore dignity to all human beings. But you're too busy arguing to your right to have an inadequately justified ego. Do you feel the discomfort yet?